The most famous line of my English professor, Beatrice Lei, is that English can be learned. She always insists that if we practice English as hard as her, we will eventually become fluent and efficient speakers like her. But many people are really skeptic about it. They will say, oh, maybe you just because you live in New York for 10 years, you can speak that good. Or maybe just like my friend who is brave enough to raise his hand and ask the professor. But accent is just a barrier we can never conquer. Like those professors in our department, they sometimes speak in a Taiwanese accent that I can't even understand. So this, I think, is representative of many Taiwanese students. Like, we're so obsessed with speaking in a native-like accent, just like foreigners. We think that is good English. We have to speak the proper English. But I think it's just this kind of attitude that frustrates us and make us give up English eventually. We can see some statistics. A survey conducted by Human Resource Bank shows us that more than 80% of people think that English sucks. And they are most anxious about their speaking and listening abilities. But since we have studied like 12 years of English, how come that's still a problem? Another survey conducted by an authoritative institution showed us that Taiwan ranks 25 out of 44 non-English speaking countries in English proficiency tests. That is very humiliating to our education ministry. We are elementary in our English ability. So, but you can see Japan is ranked 14. That's way better than Taiwan. But do Japanese really speak better English than us? According to my friend Yuna, who went to Japan this summer, no. She caught an A-type flu when she was in Osaka, and she was sent to the emergency room. But the hospital rejected her. They told her to go to a hospital that can speak English. That's just nonsense. And I talked with this with one of my Japanese English teacher, and we reached the conclusion: Taiwanese and Japanese students, they are afraid of speaking English because either they think they will make grammar mistakes, or they think that they are embarrassed by their own local accent. But what's wrong with accent? Today, we value variety as our mainstream value. Variety is the thing. So, we abandon the old idea of standard English. Now we accept that there are many Englishes around the world, like American English, British English, Australian English, Indian English, and Singaporean English. All these kind of Englishes are included in major English proficiency tests, like TOEFL and IELTS. If you don't know these accents, then you will not pass the test. So I would like to pose the question, why do we have to look down on other accents, such as Taiwanese accent, Japanese accent, and something like Filipino accent? They are all in this family of world Englishes, and we should know them. For example, if we go to an academic conference, and we cannot understand many of the speeches because they speak with heavy accents, then who is to blame? Actually, it is us. We have to be acquainted with different kinds of accents and try to understand them. If we cannot understand them, that is our own problem. Another example is that there's a visiting professor from Harvard to Kaohsiung Medical University. She is an American Taiwanese. and she speaks with notoriously heavy Taiwanese accent. But in her class, still many people are there eager to learn, whether they are Taiwanese or American. Why? Because she's an authoritative scholar in cardiology, 心脏科. That's why many people will go there to listen to her. Because she has brain. She doesn't only talk nonsense. If we only can speak in a good accent, but we only talk nonsense, do you really think anyone will want to listen to our speeches? That is a wrong idea. Languages are meant to be communication. So, the purpose of our learning English is to communicate with others. If we are afraid of speaking English just because we have accents, then that would totally miss the purpose of learning English. Also, we have to be acquainted with other accents so that we can communicate with other people, whether they're Indian, whether they're Singaporean, or Tanzanian, or something like that. We have to be acquainted with these Englishes. So, let's come back to my professor. What's her answer to my dear friend? Actually, she said that, well, if you equate good English with posh accent, then all Taiwanese students are helpless. Because even a beggar or a stripper in New York will speak better English than you, right? We cannot never speak better English than them. So what's our advantage? We have to speak more interestingly, more informatively, and we have to be communicative speakers. So next time, try not to be intimidated by a foreigner speaking a very quick and fluent English. That's not the point. The point is, how well can you deliver your thoughts? How willing do you want to communicate with others? That is the point. So, try this in your English acquisition, and you will learn a better English and have a good time learning TMU.